Hi, I'm Uriah with The Productive Therapist, and this is 10 Questions with the incomparable Kelly Higdon. Enjoy.
Hey, this is Kelly Higdon, and I'm going to do the 10 Questions podcast for the Productive Therapist podcast. So my name is Kelly Higdon. I am first and foremost a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have my hands in a few other businesses. I co-own Zinnyme.com with Miranda Palmer, where we help therapists build and grow successful outcome-based private practices. And I own Calibrate Your Year, where I do a lot of coaching with entrepreneurs of all different kinds. And I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Grow the Books, which is my husband's bookkeeping company. So my job title is entrepreneur. I guess that's the best way to say it when or business owner. I don't know. What I love about my job is that I get to make a far greater impact than what I was able to do in my private practice. Don't get me wrong, the work in my private practice was deep and meaningful, and I get to translate that work into helping other therapists and other business owners be able to impact their clients in a greater way. So it feels like an exponential impact, and I'm really loving that. I also admit that I love the freedom. Last year, we were able to travel to Spain for a month. This year, with the pandemic, we've been able to somehow manage homeschooling and still working. And I think it's because of the entrepreneur life and being able to kind of set your own schedule and things. The 1 to 2 things that I always do in the first 60 to 90 minutes of my day is get water and my supplements down. Those are really important for me to function well during the day. And then the second thing is breath work. I've been doing breathing, and sometimes I'll combine that with some energy work as well. 5 to 10 minutes in the morning can really make a difference in how my body feels and how my mood is as I approach the day, as I'm trying to really maximize my time and stay grounded. So breath work and energy work together have been really helpful. In terms of a go-to drink or snack for productive energy, I wish I could say it was my husband's coffee because he roasts his own beans and they're amazing. But the truth is that would just make me jittery. So my go-to drink is really water. And then for a productive snack, I am like in love with adult Lunchables. I make my own kind of charcuterie plate with some crackers, cheese, a little bit of meats, and some fresh veggies, nuts, dried fruit, fresh fruit, something just to like nosh on. I love that, and makes me happy. For it to be a very productive day, I need to work fully focused for a short amount of time. So maybe 3 to 4 hours is the max that I want to do. So like 9 to 1, sometimes it's a little bit longer, but that's ideal for me. And the stuff that I'm working on is the high level project stuff. To me, if I spend my time in piddly tasks or just to keep the engine going, that doesn't really thrill me. Productivity to me looks like when I do something that moves the needle. By that, meaning that the task is created to a really bigger vision and it's getting me closer to that. I always tell my coaching clients, if you are dreading some sort of task, you need to be sure that it's a task you even need to do and that it connects to getting you closer to your goals and that big vision that you have in mind. So productivity is doing 3 to 5 high-level tasks or working on projects in a week in a short amount of time that still allows me to enjoy time with my family and time by myself. My favorite way to rest and recover is art. I currently am playing around a lot with acrylics. I do some acrylic pouring, but I also do abstract paintings. I'll do some for friends, but I really love doing them just for myself. though we are going to run out of wall space soon, I'm sure. And I've also added paddleboarding to the mix. So a bit of creativity and a bit of time in nature. I find being on the water and out on the board just peaceful. It's a good workout, but it's just nice to be with nature and water and the tide and sea lions and all that fun stuff. Am I a Mac or a PC person? I am a Mac person. It comes down to everything works well together, but also I don't want to deal with viruses and all that mess. I don't have to do any of that with my Mac products. It's funny because one of my closest friends is a big PC person, so we're always harassing each other about this, but I don't know. I'm still really adapted to the Mac life. Once you're in it, it's hard to get out of it, I guess. One of the best business books I've read is actually not really a business book per se. I love the 4 agreements and applying it to business. So the 4 agreements, being to be impeccable with your word. I think that's really important when you are making agreements with the clients that you're going to work with and your marketing, all of that. To not take anything personally. This is a big quest of mine to continue to work on. Not making assumptions and always doing my best. I think those are some great agreements to make, especially in business. If I was a hot sauce, my spice level would be probably around a 5 or 6. I can be pretty passionate about some things at times, especially when it comes to ally work or advocacy, and when I see injustice. At the same time, I like to be pretty silly with people that I really know and trust. So there's a little bit of heat there, but not so much that I want it to overwhelm anybody. So I'm going to take a middle of the road number. I'm sure there will be people who disagree, but that's kind of where I land. I can blend in if it needs to be a calm setting, and I can definitely have fun if that's the situation at hand. Where can people find out more about me and what I do? There's a couple places. Zinnyme.com is my hub for all things mental health and mental health practitioners. We have a ton of free trainings, like 15 hours of free trainings and master classes and things like that. And then Calibrate Your Year is my coaching for all kinds of entrepreneurs. So calibrateyouryear.com. One of the best tips for success and happiness is to build a business according to the life that you desire, not fitting your life into what your business has remaining for you. Too often people focus on building this business and it ends up sucking away their life. And then when it comes time to creating their life, they're having to undo a lot. But if you keep your life and your values and your priorities there first, your business can be built around it. People pleasing and doing what everybody else wants you to do is a recipe for resentment. But for success and happiness, holding to your larger vision, your purpose, the life you want to create, the relationships you want to have, man, that's the stuff of success to me, and happiness and joy. And a business, it's more moldable. And that's what I love helping people do, is really figure out how to make a business fit into their life, not have their life fit into their business.
Love good times, you and I. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. You know you used to be mad, love. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. Ooh, I'm your bad romance, bad, bad, bad. You know you used to be mad, love. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. Ooh, I'm your bad romance. I want your heart, I want your desire. 'Cause you're a criminal as long as you're mine. I want your love, 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 love. I want your love. Oh, it's so sad to think about the good times, you and I. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. You know you used to be mad, love. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. Ooh, I'm your bad romance, bad, bad, bad. You know you used to be mad, love. Because I'm bad, bad, bad. Ooh, I'm your bad romance. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Who's bad?